Hey guys, Oscar Lover 131 here, coming at you in HD. I'm going to do a quick little video on the comparisons between LED and metal halide lighting. I've been using both on this tank for a little while now. I just recently switched to metal halide after using LEDs for about 7 months now. And I just wanted to point out some differences I've noticed between the metal halides and the LEDs. Right now we're looking at the tank. It's underneath a 250 watt Reef Star metal halide. This is just the stock Reef Star halide bulb. I might upgrade to the Phoenix 20Ks possibly in the future because I really do like a bluer look, and this bulb doesn't really provide it. But I'm just going to show you some differences I've noticed mostly in the corals under LED and metal halide, and then I'll do a comparison picture between the two lightings. The first difference I've noticed, and this was the most immediate difference, was this millipore I got. I got it a little bit ago because it was browning out and it was cheap, and I thought I would see what I could do for it. Literally the day after I put the metal halides on, it started bleaching out like crazy. I had it about midway in the tank off center, and it just started bleaching like crazy. So hopefully I can revive it. I put it all the way down on the sand, as you can see, and I don't have any fragging equipment to save some of the branches, so hopefully the putting it down under the light is good enough. As far as color goes, under LEDs I was noticing some green tips, and under halides I'm noticing them as well, but obviously the bleaching is taking over almost completely. A positive change I've noticed in this candy cane is the fact that it's splitting. This candy cane has been showing signs of splitting for about a month under the LEDs. I could see that it had two heads, and it was really kind of shrunken up, but under the halides it's a lot more swollen like it should be. And you can see on this head right here that it is just beginning to split, which is a good sign. I haven't noticed any differences between my bubble tip anemone and my galaxy coral. They're both doing very well. They're both responding very well to the halides. The anemone is just as big as it was before, and I've seen it. It has the same colors as under LEDs. So no issues there. I've noticed under the halides that some softy corals or some easier to grow corals are coming out, like this mushroom on a snail shell. Used to be just like hiding in the shell all the time, but with the halides on, the mushroom is sticking out quite a bit. Also, that bird's nest is just doing fine. I bleached it out from under the LEDs just from being too close. So it's starting to recover right now. The corals that are doing well would be the green star polyps and the Duncan corals. Obviously green star polyps will do well in any environment, but I did notice under the LEDs that they were shrinking away a lot during the day, but that's not the case with the metal halides. They're just about out all of the time. The Duncans are also out. I noticed with the LEDs that throughout the day they would close up and open back up again, but they seem to be open pretty much all day long with the halides. And also off to the left is my monopora, which is encrusting nicely, still showing some excellent growth, which it was as under the LEDs as well. As for coral growth and coloration of the harder to keep corals, these SPS, some of them acros, I've noticed really the same coloration, probably a little bit more brighter hues, purple, as you can see the grape juice in the center has been showing a little bit more purple and green tips, and growth has been going crazy, as you can see on the coral on the right. I'm pretty sure that's an acro of some kind. It's growing on the two tips very nicely, which it wasn't under the LEDs, but the hydro in the middle still showing some growth, and this one right here was showing some pretty nice growth under the LEDs, and it's doing well under the halides. These are right underneath the halides, pretty far up in the tank, and I'm noticing probably a little bit better polyp extension out of that one. And this coral right here is still not doing anything. I'm still trying to get my parameters in line. overall, I'm pretty satisfied with the halides because they do provide a nice coloration up to the tank. They provide fuller color where you can see in the back corners. You could also see my two wave makers because they provide more coverage, whereas the LEDs did not, because this is a 3-foot tank. It's suspended at the same exact height as the other one, and it's basically the same size fixture as my LEDs. But the one thing where it is lacking, obviously, is the color. On the LEDs, I could turn off the whites at night and enjoy the glowing colors of the corals under the actinics, whereas this I cannot. I have to purchase some actinic supplementation. Another negative aspect of the metal halides would be obviously the power consumption over anything, but I really don't have any data to compare it to with the LEDs. But I did notice a significant increase in temperature since running these. I usually have my tank set around 78 with the reef keeper, and I had no problem achieving that with the LEDs in place, but now that I have the halides, it has increased to 81. I've also seen it go up to 82, which isn't a huge issue because it's not overly hot, not causing the fish any distress or anything. But that still is kind of a concern. I might have to buy a fan or possibly even a chiller to cool down the tank, especially on my new tank since I'm going to be running 2 of these. I've only had them on for maybe a week or so. So I'm probably going to do some updates in the near future, but that is about it. I'll show you the fixture right now. It's just hanging up there, I believe 14 inches off the surface. That's about it, guys. Kind of a little update too, and just showing you guys some general differences between metal halides and LEDs, mostly my experiences. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like the video, comment, tell me what you think, and subscribe. See ya.